Weakening the hypothesis and command of evidence questions. In questions based on strengthening the hypothesis, there are sometimes answer choices that weaken the hypothesis. So our job is to identify such answer choices and eliminate them. Now, how do you identify answer choices that weaken the hypothesis? First is to understand the hypothesis given in the text. Second is to find an evidence or an example in the text that supports the hypothesis. The third is the answer choice that provides a counterexample. Now let's see how we can implement this. So in this question, it asks which result, if true, would most strongly support the benefits of regular exercise on brain health. So the hypothesis here is that regular exercise benefits brain health, right? And what is the example that proves it? So this one, right, indicated that regular exercise can have positive benefits of brain health, including this and this. So this is the hypothesis. This is the example that supports the hypothesis. Now we need to find the answer choices that weakens the hypothesis. Now notice that in the first answer choice, it says adults who engaged in high levels of physical activity showed a decline in cognitive function. So this is clearly in contrast to what the study suggests. So this one, it definitely weakens the hypothesis. The second one says older adults who engaged in low levels of physical activity showed no difference in cognitive function. So it's again kind of contrasting the study, right? The study says do regular exercise and you will see some positive effects on brain health. But here it says, okay, there is very little level of physical activity, but it showed no difference in cognitive function compared to those who are sedentary, right? So it contrasts, right? Because it says that more physical activity, positive benefits. So compared to those who are sedentary, you should expect some positive effects on brain health, right? So again, this is weakening the hypothesis. Now the third one says who are engaged in high levels of physical activity showed improved cognitive function. So this one clearly supports the hypothesis. Take another example. So in this one, which of the following supports the hypothesis? So the hypothesis is the scientists propose a hypothesis that entanglement may be governed by an as yet unknown physical law that transcends classical notions of space and time. So this is the hypothesis. Now, what is the example that supports this hypothesis? That researchers have uncovered a novel mechanism underlying the phenomenon of this. Through integrated experiments conducted with the pairs of entangled particles, the team observed that the entanglement persisted even when the particles were separated by significant distances. So this is the example that supports this hypothesis, right? Like the underlying phenomenon have uncovered a novel mechanism, right? So basically scientists don't know, right? Like what is the physical law that uh, governs this particular uh, phenomenon of quantum entanglement. So look at the answer choices. Researchers found that none of the existing laws in physics can account for the behavior of entangled particles. Okay. Now look at the second answer choice. Alternate experiments conducted by a different research group yielded inconclusive results regarding the persistence of entanglement over distance. So this one says there are inconclusive results regarding the persistence of entanglement. But here it says in the experiment that the entanglement did persist, right? Even when the particles were separated by significant distances. So answer choice B is clearly providing a counterexample to the example given in the text. So this one is weakening the hypothesis. So A is the right answer.